So one of the ways that we can communicate distribution is through a lighting key. A lighting key is a graphic that shows the subject and it shows the directions that the light's coming from, the angle from the horizon, as well as any color information. And basically they look like a bird's eye view. We'll simplify. So we'll take this image right here, and we'll create a lighting key for that. So the lighting key, the subject will always be an X, so we're not going to get complicated. So that's an X. And that X represents this person looking from the top down. So if you were a bird flying overhead, for example, or a ladder looking down the top of his head, that would be the subject. So as we look at that, we have to determine where the light's coming from. Well, there's some clues. There's a big, huge shadow on the right-hand side of his head, which is right here. And you'll also notice that the side of his head is very well lit, and it's very, very bright right here. So those are some clues that tell us that the light is probably coming from that side of his body. And that would be indicated by an arrow pointing in this direction like that. However, that's not going to be quite enough information because that angle could be higher than his head or below his head, and that will have a different effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell that that's a medium angle, basically that the light's not below him or above him, but pretty much even with him. So we'll call that a medium angle. And if we wanted some color information, we can specifically say a specific gel number, which refers to a color number, or we could be more general. Like in this case, I'm going to be general and just call that warm. And that would be a key for that picture. If I did the same thing with this image right here, that key would look like this. Here's my subject looking from the top down. The light is coming, looks like, if you look at the shadow on the floor, you see a pool of light there, and you see a shadow there, and you see a pool of light there and a shadow there, and a little bit of overlap, which means there's two light sources in this picture. And they're both coming predominantly from the top, but not directly overhead. They're coming from each side. So this one is going to be coming from here. This one's going to be coming from here. But unlike the picture above it, which is a medium, which means it's kind of medium in the horizon, this angle is very, very high above him. So we're going to call that high. And for color information, we're just going to call those both cool. And that would be the key for that. So that's kind of introduction to key, and we'll talk more about keys and we'll practice this in our Zoom session for next time. And that's it. I'll see you at Zoom. Goodbye.